Hello YouTube. In this video today I will be discussing this question. How accurate is the movie House of Gucci, which was released November 24th, 2021, to the real life events that this movie is based on? This movie tells the story of the Gucci family and the Gucci brand. It ends with the murder of Mariachi, husband to Patricia Reggiani. Mariozo Gucci is the one who was ultimately killed by his ex-wife Patricia Reggiani. We see that ultimately Patricia arranges or orchestrates Mariozo's murder. We see that in the film, but in this video today I'm going to be discussing what differences there are between what the movie shows us versus the real life events that this movie's based on. So first of all, in the movie House of Gucci, Patricia Reggiani calls a hotline for a TV fortune teller named Pina Ariema, I think that's how you pronounce that name, who gives her advice and then later actually helps her orchestrate Mariozo's murder in 1995. But what really happened is that Pina met Patricia at a health spa and became Patricia's closest friend and confidant. She felt that she could trust her and she made her laugh. And then also after Patricia got divorced from Mariozo in 1994, Patricia and Pina pampered themselves in the film by going to a mud bath where they mention casting spells on him. This is not something that actually happened, though Pina was given the nickname the Black Witch by the Italian press. Not because she was actually a witch, but because she did do tarot cards for fun, which, as you can imagine, made people rather uncomfortable. Also, what's also important to note is that in the Milan fashion scene, it was not uncommon to go to psychics and witch doctors. Also, Patricia did actually seek spiritual advice and spells from other people, but not from Pina. Also, in reality, Mariozo saw a psychic, so that was something that definitely happened. Also, the movie shows us that Paolo Gucci was the black sheep of the Gucci family. This is accurate to real life, as in real life as well, Paolo was not taken seriously as a designer and was caught between the shifting alliances within the Gucci family. Therefore, yes, in real life, Paolo Gucci was actually the black sheep of the Gucci family. The big reason for this dysfunction is that ownership of the Gucci family, of the Gucci brand, actually was split 50-50 between Aldo, Paulo's uncle, and Rodolfo, who is Mariozo's father. Aldo had 3 sons and Rodolfo had only 1 son. Therefore, there was an imbalance when it came to control of the company. Mariozo tried to forge an agreement with Paulo so he could wrest control and force out Aldo, but that ended up falling apart. Also, something else that is accurate about the movie is that Mariozo Gucci did actually flee to Switzerland on a motorcycle. So after Rodolfo died in the early 80s, Aldo accused Mariozzo of forging his father's signature on share certificates to avoid paying inheritance tax. Soon after that, Mariozzo's driver got a tip-off that the Guardia di Finanza, basically the Italian financial police, were coming to search his offices and arrest him. And then Mariozzo went to the town of St. Moritz across the Swiss border, where the Swiss, and because the Swiss did not have an extradition treaty with Italy, Mariozzo was safe there and thus was not arrested. But however, the movie glosses over what happened after Mariozzo was killed. The movie ends with Mariozzo's death, and we do see Patricia being brought to court because of this crime, and the text on screen at the end of the film does tell us that Patricia was sentenced for orchestrating Mariozzo's murder, and that tragically there's now no members of the Gucci family that are around anymore or that have any control of the Gucci brand. But there's stuff that happened after Mariozzo's death that the movie does not show us. So, first of all, in real life, Patricia wasn't actually arrested for her connection to this case until nearly 2 years later. Then after she was arrested, her lawyers attempted to defend Patricia by claiming that she was mentally incompetent because there was a benign brain tumor that was removed in 1992. But then the court ordered a psychiatric evaluation to determine if this claim was true or not, and they ended up finding that Patricia was of sound mind. Therefore, that defense did not work at all. Patricia's lawyers also tried but failed to pin the whole thing on Pina. What did not work in Patricia's favor whatsoever was that Patricia actually sent Mariozzo numerous death threats and verbally abusive messages, which she had recorded on cassette tapes and then mailed directly to him after they got divorced. This ended up being evidence that was used during the trial, and thus that further shot down Patricia's defenses. And thus, in 1998, Patricia was found guilty of premeditated murder and sentenced to 29 years in prison. Then in 2000, she actually tried to commit suicide by hanging herself with a sheet, but she was then found by guards and briefly hospitalized. Then she ended up being released in 2016, despite becoming eligible for parole under a work release program in 2011, which she ended up declining. In fact, Patricia actually said, quote, "I've never worked a day in my life. I don't see why I have to start now." Also, let's see. So the movie shows us at the beginning this almost fairy tale romance between Patricia and Mariozzo, who ended up marrying Patricia against his father's wishes. This is something that did actually happen. So overall, it's been said that this movie is fairly accurate in regards to the real life events that's based on, but it definitely leaves some things out. That will wrap things up for this video. Goodbye.